It's the question I've been getting. What's the difference between Transform 20 and Insanity Max 30? Both popular programs by the famous Shaun T, but what's really the difference? And I'm about to tell you why. So recently Shaun T put out a program called Transform 20, and I went through the program because remember, I don't do review videos, I don't do versus videos unless I've been through both programs. So again, if you're asking me, yo, what's the difference between Insanity and Richard Simmons? I've only done one of those programs. I'll let you guess which one. So let's talk. Transform 20 and Insanity Max 30, both designed to help you lean out, lose weight, and look amazing, and feel amazing. But the big difference here is, I'm gonna go through a few things. Number one, how many days it takes to get through the program, the time commitment, the equipment you need, the nutrition program, and the intensity and results that you can expect with each one of these programs. So, Insanity Max 30 is a 30-minute rendition of the original Insanity that was created in the year 2015. So Shaun T put this program out, a lot of people did it, I did it. Very good program, very intense program, but difference number one is the time commitment. And that is Insanity Max 30 is a 30-minute program per day, and you do at least 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, depending on if you mix in some of the bonus workouts and the stretching and the pulse and things like that. Same thing with Transform 20, and that is a total of 20 minutes per day. Obviously, that's why it's called Transform 20 and Insanity Max 30. The numbers indicate how long per day you're going to be doing the workout, but the big difference is how long until you complete the program. Transform 20 is a 42-day program, and Insanity Max 30 is a 60-day program. So we're talking about 6 weeks versus 2 months, guys, and I'll tell you, I think that's a little bit of a difference that I'm going to explain when I get to the intensity part. I think the difference between 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, and the total length of the program does weigh in a little bit on the intensity and the overall results that you can expect. But let's move on to, we talked about the days, we talked about the time, let's talk about the equipment. With Insanity Max 30, you do not need any type of equipment except for if you're working on a hard floor, maybe get a mat, obviously a water bottle, but that's not what I call equipment. Like things you absolutely need to do the program. With Max 30, you don't need anything. Transform 20, you do need a step in order to get the best results possible. And you want to kind of get one of those aerobic steps that have the risers on it. So that way throughout the program, you can add the risers and bring the step up higher to increase your intensity. But I will say, if you're looking, like if you're somebody that travels a lot, one consideration you should have when trying to figure out, do I do Transform 20 or Insanity Max 30, is understand that, if you want to get the best results with Transform 20, you gotta have that step. Is it worthwhile taking that step around on different travel and hotel rooms and things like that? With Transform 20, there are bonus workouts, and those bonus workouts are specific for weights. So it's dumbbells. You actually add dumbbells to the Transform 20 workout. And so now you got the step plus dumbbells as obviously an equipment requirement. So if you're a traveler, it might not be the best thing to do, but Max 30 does not have anything like that. Let's talk about nutrition. Probably the biggest thing I've seen. There's a big difference between the two. And I don't know, I did a lot of debate, within myself, because I thought about the results I got with Transform 20, and I thought about the results I got with Max 30, and I will tell you this right now. If you stick with me till the end of this video, I'll tell you the difference in how much weight I lost between the two, but I think a little bit had to do with the nutrition plan. Now, obviously, in the year 2019, we learned some things versus back in 2015 when Insanity Max 30 was created, but I think the big difference here is I'm gonna put up right here on the screen the difference in the nutrition programs. Max 30 cuts right to the chase. You use the nutritional container program in both, but Max 30 just says if you're over 150 pounds, you follow Plan B. If you're under 150 pounds, you follow Plan A. And it is very prescriptive of how many containers you need per day, and that's about it. That's all you gotta worry about. Now Transform 20, however, has a lot more range to it. So if you weigh a lot and you take in a lot more calories, it's gonna give you a little bit more of a progressional flow to it. So you're not gonna be dropping right to, because if you compare it, the above 150 pound Plan B of Max 30 is kind of like plan number 2 of Transform 20, but look at all the other program plans that they have with Transform 20 Nutrition. I think that's really interesting because if you're starting out at a heavier weight, that's going to be a big difference. You know, if I would have started with the Transform 20 plan the way I started with the Insanity Max 30 plan, I would have actually been eating more food with Max 30 than I actually did. However, and I hate to say this because it kind of goes against some of my key thoughts here, is that you're going to probably lose a little bit more weight quicker with Max 30 because you're dropping how much you eat per day quite significantly, quite quickly. The only challenge with that is a lot of people will stop the nutrition plan, go back to normal eating, and gain that weight back plus some a lot quicker. So what you have to do is if you opt for Max 30 over Transform 20, or you do Transform 20 and try to dial down your nutrition plan, you gotta stick that into a lifestyle. You can't just say, I'm gonna do the 42 days or I'm gonna do the 60 days and then go back to eating like crap, because you're gonna end up really angry at your results. Thanks to you for sticking with me throughout this entire review video, because now I'm gonna talk about intensity. The thing that you've waited for, right? Okay, which one's gonna get me the best results? All right, let's talk about it. With Transform 20, you have this step. But with Max 30, I thought we did a little bit more moves that were extremely intense, such as the suicide burpee, such as the diamond jumps, such as the genie tuck jumps. You're doing insane, freaking painful ass moves that can be hurtful on the knees. So be careful if you have knee issues. But if you don't have knee issues, that's intense, and that's gonna spike your heart rate up and therefore spike the amount of calories you burn in a day up, which ultimately, calories in versus calories out, means you're gonna lose more body fat, potentially with Max 30 over Transform 20. But don't get this wrong. Transform 20 is still intense. In fact, there were times that I thought Transform 20 was a little bit more intense than Max 30, depending on the type of move that we did. For example, you do these things called transformers, where you're up and down on the step, and you're trying to beat the record that you set in a prior week. So you're challenging yourself, and therefore, if you're like any normal human being, you want to do better than you did last time, so you're going to push yourself harder. And what that does is that extremely jacks up your heart rate for that period of time. So it's a little tricky because you could easily say, well, it sounds like you're telling me that both are equally intense. I gotta clarify one big thing, and that is the time that you're doing this. Okay, 42 days versus 60 days. 20 minutes versus 30 minutes. Yeah, it's only 10 minutes more, but I think these little tiny things on top of the nutrition plan is what gives me the time to say, after I've been through both programs, that I prefer Insanity Max 30. And I know some of you are like, here he goes again with Max 30, but I have yet to find a program that truly crushes the painful, insane ridiculousness of Insanity Max 30. I have yet to find that. So as your coach, I'm gonna give you some advice. If you're asking me, what should I start out with? Here's some things to consider. If you do not want any equipment at all, opt for Max 30 over Transform 20, obviously. If you're a beginner, but you want something that's gonna challenge you but not kill you, opt for Transform 20 first, do that program 42 days, maybe do another round of it, another 42 days, and then move on to Insanity Max 30 to challenge yourself, to mix it up, to give yourself some variety, to take it to the next level. If you are somebody that has done things like Insanity and Insanity Max 30 and you're looking for something new with Shaun T, I would recommend trying Transform 20. And if you're like, well, if I did these intense Insanity programs and you're telling me that Insanity is more intense, why would I go for Transform 20? Well, if you want to challenge yourself, what I would recommend is you turn it into a 40-minute program. And how you can do that is with Beachbody On Demand, you can do the weightlifting version of Transform 20, followed by the normal Transform 20 workout in one day. So each day you're kind of challenging yourself with the maximum ability and the biggest challenge within this program. And I bet if you did that consistently, and you did that as part of like a whole hybrid program, you could seriously get some amazing results and change it up. Because it's not good to just continuously do the same program forever and ever. It's good to challenge your body, to mix things up, to keep it guessing, and that's what gets you to the next level, to help you lose more weight, to lean more out, to get more muscle, whatever your goal is. So this one's been a little tricky for me because it is, similar program. It's not like I'm comparing P90X to Max 30. I'm not comparing Body Beast to Insanity or Body Beast to Transform 20. I'm comparing two Shaun T programs that are a little bit alike. From the standpoint that they do have shorter workouts, they're not an hour long, so that's kind of cool. And they both have their rightful pieces of intensity, and they burn good calories and they make you feel good. But regardless of all that, guys, if you're interested, you can click over on my site, learn a little bit more about Transform 20 versus Insanity Max 30. And if you want to just try both programs, you can get them both for the same bloody price. It's not like it's not like the old days where I said, hey, you can buy one or the other. You can get them both on Beachbody On Demand by clicking the link in the description below or in the info card above my head right now. And then you can get both programs and not have to worry about which one works better. You can try them both and see which one works best for you. Which one will keep you more committed? Which one will you stick with? Because you gotta believe in yourself in order to get the best results possible. And that, my friend, is how you're gonna live the sweet life. So, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and make sure you subscribe to become part of the Team Sweet Life family. We're gonna have more fun. We're gonna have more videos, we're gonna have more tips coming to you very soon. So subscribe and hit the bell notifications so you don't miss out on any videos coming up. Other than that, thanks for watching my Transform 20 versus Insanity Max 30 review video, and have an awesome, awesome day.